The rapper, what's his name? Lil Schoon.
I think so.
Lil Schoon jury. So the artist Lil Schoon. We was talking about this today. And as it relates to, we was gonna bring up the Adam 22, how he being canceled, and just the no jumper situation, and just how nasty he reports on. But and just giving the audience a backstory, this topic came up in our group chat this morning, and it was like, "Yo, should we report on it?" Uh, just for people that don't know, Lil Schoon was a rapper from Chicago. It's allegedly that he went to go get his hair braided from a young lady. That one of the either the young lady that was his hair braider or her friend. Uh, is going around and saying that they backdoored him to get him killed. Another young lady ended up dying in that, right? The young lady that was supposed to be doing the backdooring, she died too, right?
It was a setup.
It was a setup. Uh, And then now they putting out obituaries for the young lady that braids the hair, basically saying when we find you, you set them up, so we about to kill you.
They made an obituary for the girl.
Yeah, like she's still alive. They made an obituary.
Oh, trolling is getting to a whole different
Yeah,
level.
yeah. So, the story is just nasty, right? Everything about the story is nasty, and we talking about reporting on it as a site. Like it was difficult to like do a blog post on it because it's just so much he say she say, but it's just nasty. So I wanted to come open the floor to you guys so we could talk about it. Before I open the floor to you guys, it's one thing that I wanted to state that I saw the most nastiest I saw was that TikTok video Seal dropped in the chat. Um, I guess he wanted to be funny, the guy how he wanted to be funny, but that's disgusting how he was reporting on it. Like
Are we gonna play it?
No, I think we got the video.
No, we don't have it.
I don't think we got the video uploaded.
Oh, okay. So what was he saying?
From-
It was the way he was telling the story, or
Yeah, the way
I
he was.
watched it. It was like 3 parts. He's like he reporting on it, and it sounded like he ain't from Chicago. I don't think he from Chicago, but he like reporting on it in a way that just seemed hella like not sarcastic, but like like academics used to do back in the day. Like, oh my gosh, they got this going on in Chicago. I ain't never going to Chicago. So, like, I don't even know what a back door is. Like, why are you even speaking on it, right? But it's gonna bring in some views and some clicks and some likes, and people just love that kind of energy. And the internet, I don't know, energy be weird, be really weird.
I really miss the days when news was news and entertainment was entertainment.
I bet he did.
LBD probably got death threats.
Yeah, nasty, bro. And he was a black dude that was doing it. And like I said, as it relates to the Adam 22, like we were just talking about how Adam 22 was interviewing the young dude that was involved in Pop Smoke's murder, and the backlash he was getting from that from giving him a platform.
Yeah.
I know this is nasty, and I guess my question to y'all is like, what's the appropriate way, or what's your thoughts on like reporting on this?
I think things like this, you really just have to speak facts if you are going to report on it. I think there is enough news and enough things going on in the city and in the culture where you can choose not to report on something if you feel like it's a little too graphic or if you feel like it's a little too tragic. I don't, especially when you have a platform like ours, like luckily we get to choose. Like, oh, we're not going to post this video, or we're not going to post the video on the social. You can go to our page and like go to our website and find the video, things like that. I think we are lucky that we get to pick and choose. Some things I just feel like some things just shouldn't have to be news. Just because it happened doesn't mean that the multitude needs to know that it happened. Because there's a lot of things that happen that we don't know about. So it's like for people to choose to report on certain things because they know that it's only going to garner views and likes, like it takes away from like the integrity of it all. Like it really does. It takes away from the integrity of it all, and that makes people. And now everybody can be a news reporter. Let them tell it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody could be a news reporter. Everybody can be a media correspondent. Everybody can put, I got a podcast and I'm a host in their bio. So it's nothing that's stopping them from, as y'all said, dude might not even do from TikTok, might not even be a real reporter, but y'all say he was reporting on it. Just like it's unconscious now.
Yeah.
Because anybody can get on TikTok and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about this that happened, even if they was telling a lie. So it's like what's stopping them from doing that. When it comes to Adam 22, I don't know, I'm a little conflicted. I don't agree with some of the stuff that I don't agree with what he do. But also it's kind of just like some of the stories that he do bring up, or some of the people that he bring up to actually come up and tell their side of the story. I don't see anything wrong with having a conversation with somebody and letting them tell their side of the story. Now, when you're egging on gang culture, or you're egging on a violent culture that you know you're not a part of and you really don't know anything about, you just know how to instigate, that's when my problem comes in.
I feel like that's my entire issue with him now, right? Is that's all he does for like Chicago. As far as Chicago rappers and Chicago culture, he's just egging on beefs. He bringing all the Chicago people up there, but Chicago people, like I said, they gotta stop going up to No Jumper. There's nothing up there for us. Like,
the Chicago people want a platform.
Everybody want a platform, but like you can find it somewhere else. Like make your own platform. Like go talk to FYB JAYY or something like that.
I'm here for
You feel me? We here. Like,
make America FYB JAYY again. I'm here. I like FYB JAYY.
All right, he doing good work out there. Like he like seem real legit. He like seem real genuine about what he trying to do right now. But like Adam 22, he pushing a whole lot of he pushing that violence and that.
Adam 22 just want to get paid.
Yeah, you just want to get paid. I think we was talking about this last week. Like, all right, if that's your prerogative, go ahead and do your thing. Like, it's okay, cool, but don't try to make. I don't know. This is integrity and morals, and I feel like him and DJU in the same category.
I feel like if you're doing it off death, like if your thing is like if you're making money off death and egging on beefs and giving people platforms for that, I think that's a lot different than OnlyFans. I don't think you could compare the two.
I mean, he brought Pop Smoke Killer up there.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, we talk about the conversation we having last week was about the OnlyFans. That's different. That's a
DJ, you do the same type of stuff though.
DJ, you do OnlyFans?
No, he don't do OnlyFans, but he do like the street clickbaity. You know, it's crazy. He did an interview with the dude Lil Schoon before he died. Like I think 24 hours before he died, and he dropped the clip this morning. Yesterday.
Yeah, I just think the only solution to better that is just for them to want to change themselves. That's why I like FYB JAYY so much, because I feel like maybe that wasn't his purpose when he started, but I think he sees something greater in what he's doing and the people that he's bringing together. Even just the conversation that he said he had with Durk, like he didn't have to tell us he had that conversation.
I think he just wanted people to know though, like
but I think it was good. Yeah, like you can see that he's trying to bring about some type of change or some type of positivity to all of this, because it's getting out of hand. Like I feel like it really started with like people telling all these war stories on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like you could literally go on YouTube a few years ago and you
got all these white kids.
No hood was in interviews, like white kids from Europe, people that was like modulating their voice to sound like a movie theater man voice, and they'll just tell the story of business. All of these from the trenches, all these drill artists and all their whole history, and now it's like, okay, we just gonna bring all these people up, but they don't understand that now that you're bringing them, well, Adam 22 understand. He creating beef and he adding to the beef when he brings.
So you bringing up people that like, or you creating stories or amplifying stuff. People probably didn't know about, and you just shining light and like people, he did that. So like people from the opposite neighborhoods, like he did that, he did this, and then they watching. The people that's watching that stuff is people in the trenches, or like people that's just fans of drill music.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's not gonna stop until like the Adam 22s and the 16 Shot'ems and
16 Shot
DJUs want to change. If they don't want to change it, it's not going, because you still gonna have the upcoming
people that's gonna try to do the same thing
that want to come up and do the same thing.
16 trying to change though. 16 trying to change. He trying. I think I said this a minute ago, but he made a video about how he was trying to change and nobody was watching his content that he wanted to make. Right, so he was like, I gotta I got to do the drill artist interviews with people because nobody else watching like the other interviews and stuff that I want to talk to people about, like basketball players. I think he was trying to talk to, and nobody cared about it.
But like I said, there's nothing wrong with bringing somebody up and telling their story.
That's okay.
Like, there's nothing wrong with letting somebody tell their story. It's just the part when you instigating it.
I think I will. If we talk about the Pop Smoke and Adam 22 thing, I think my problem with that is just making them tell a story only because you know it's gonna get views, right? Like I don't think
I mean,
Adam understands
no,
the
man.
Can I ask this?
ramifications or something like that.
Can I ask this though? How do we and people in living in the culture appropriate
Appropriate. Take your time. Let the Lord use you.
report on this appropriately?
How do we report on that appropriately?
Like death and like gun violence.
Because even the thing that happened with another situation that we was trying to figure like how do we go about it with the Lil Durk and his son alleged shooting with the steps for son and stuff like that. Like how do we go about reporting on it? Because as a platform, it is our job. The name of the platform is What's the Word, so we definitely telling people what's going on and giving them perspective and helping us start those conversations. But how do we appropriately report on stuff like this?
I don't want to say that's a L we got to take, but I think I like our platform because we do hold a lot of times, majority of the time, we hold our integrity with a lot of things that happen. We hold our integrity. Like there's been things that we haven't reported on at all because we don't like the way that it might come about. Or I just think the situation with the boy that shot his stepfather that's a child. Like he can come up and be like 16, 17 years old, but if he wasn't the son of who they said he was, the world wouldn't known about it. Possibly.
Possibly, but you know, I feel
Like that, but that's what I'm.
a
That's
story
me
like that
going
would
back to
still get
saying
around.
everything doesn't have to be news. Because if he did that to protect his mother, I don't blame that on him.
Yeah.
Did he do it? Yes, but I don't blame that on him. So when he becomes 17, 18 years old and that still has to haunt him because it's been on the internet and that was your introduction to being who you are now, like you have to continue to live your entire life off of that based off a couple blogs that want to say, oh, this was your daddy, so we wanted to report on you.
Like OG Bobby
But
Jones.
also, I think to play devil's advocate a little bit, I think that let's say his dad wasn't who his dad was. This probably still would have made the news. It's a 50-50 chance that it could have made the news. So that in that sense, that probably would have happened anyways. I think though there's a way to report on facts without making it clickbaity or without surrounding, I think with the
Yeah.
blogs, they were surrounding it more around who his
Smart.
father is instead of the actual story. So I think when we're reporting on certain things, I think it's okay to report the facts of the situation. And if we don't know all the facts, maybe we don't report it. But there's a way to report it and still maintain integrity, even if it means that we, like in this situation, because of, him having ties to Chicago and who his dad is, like, there's a hesitant there because it's like out of respect. But at the same time, we still are a news outlet. We're still giving, we still have a platform. It's still our responsibility to give some type of news. I think there's a way to do it
But even
without making
with that situation, I felt like if that stepdad, thank God he's still alive, but if the stepdad really loved that son as much as he loved that son, he would not have been on the internet that much about the situation. Like I had an uncle that shot himself in the foot before. ABC7 ain't know about it.
That's different.
That's not different. Everything don't gotta
it's
be
absolutely
news.
different, Bree.
No, that's
But
not.
that's the thing
Everything
though, like
What we
think
talking about?
about how many times we see things on the
So
news.
we
Like
have to report about it because it's a child.
No, it's like a child like killed. Like we there's been plenty of stories we've seen before of children like shooting they moms, they dads, they siblings. They done killed their siblings. Like it doesn't matter. Like because he was the son of who he was. Like but like that's crazy to just hear a kid do something like that.
I
So it's
mean, it's
still gonna be
crazy to hear
news.
somebody commit suicide too, but we don't hear about everybody that commits suicide.
We don't. But
But well, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know. I feel some type of way about the stepdad.
oh, okay, I only
That's where
seen
I'm
like
coming from.
one
I
one or
feel
two
like the
stories about him.
stepdad kind of like
He was
pushed it and
he was
kept
egging it
pushing it
on.
in the news. Like, oh, y'all need to tell Durk to come get full custody of his child, and I still love this child all my heart. Like, all of that does not have to be on the internet
Yeah,
because
all
you're
of that
bringing
don't.
more attention to this child that probably don't even can't even reconcile everything that
Mhm.
he just did. That's what I'm
I
saying.
agree with
That's
you,
where
but
I'm
I
coming
also
from. Like,
think,
everything doesn't have to be news.
but also it's the media platform that actually reported on it before he went. He saw an opportunity. He's absolutely wrong. He saw an opportunity for clout and he chased after it for his own whatever reason that was. But at the same time, media already had reported on it. So it goes back to what, as far as media is concerned, they could have reported on it and not had it surrounded. Like, it was, to me, it wasn't even about the story. It was about who the person is connected to. So
And it
I
and
think
it's
there's a,
that's what, and I think, and I'm with Jay on this, like, and this is like the, and just letting the audience know a little bit about inside of our newsroom and like how we try to figure out content because most platforms, like what we do is the gift and the curse, right? Like we have a platform where we allow the people that curate the culture to speak. What we do, like we got some of the top photographers, top journalists, top radio personalities, and just the top guy, Cody. You know what I'm saying? But we got
I'm
some of the
finna
top. We
quit.
got some of the top people in the game, and
top Baldy.
we allowing them to speak. On the other side, we do have a whole platform where we blog, entertainment, and we write. A lot of companies don't have both, right? So some people can be like, I can blog about this and have to live with that. Some people just like Adam them just really just speak, and they have to deal with what they speak on the interview.
Yeah, we got both.
We got both.
Which I think is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a blessing and a curse, and I just don't understand. I don't be knowing like because some of these topics like we got to talk about. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
think with us just coming, not just coming into this space, but us still trying to figure out this live stream part and us delivering our opinions to our audience, I think that's just part of growth. Like, it's gonna be a lot of things that people not gonna agree with the way we say, the way we deliver the news, or they not gonna agree with,
Mhm.
our stand. People don't agree with me all the time. They've been not agreeing with me since before I got on.
Oh,
So it's like
don't I
I don't
know
care.
it?
Yeah, I don't care. But
And then if they don't agree with you, then they start picking you apart, like left and right. Like,
I don't care. As long as they
that ain't
follow
even
me,
nothing
I'm
to do
cool.
with what I said. Who cares?
But it's like I just want people to understand like even the stuff that we're doing is coming from good intentions though. Like we're not
Yeah.
like we're really trying to do our best to make sure that we deliver uh we the coach is in a safe space when it's with us, right? And we're trying to do our best when we release what any type of content, any type of conversations that we're the coach's best interest is at heart.
Yeah.
And
I
these
just
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was saying these last little topics with the Atom and Lil Schoon and then those are just things that was like it just don't really like sit well with my soul because I'm with Bree. Everything shit like don't need to be news. Like Pop Smoke is dead. Like why is
Mhm.
the person that killed him or was involved in his killing has a platform outside of him being a going standing trial? That's the only platform I would want to see somebody that.
But
You know
I
what?
have a question.
But you,
If
oh, go ahead.
if because I know Jamie Marie, when we had our production meeting, she said something. No, that was a whole nother trial. Never mind. But if he would have sat down with a different platform, would that have been okay?
Somebody said, and that person gonna remain nameless, but they compared it to R. Kelly sitting with Gayle King. Like what R. Kelly was convicted of a crime, he did something wild.
We did not have to bring that up.
Like it's the same thing. Like if he can sit with Gayle
If we
King,
can get you one episode without bringing up
That's
R. Kelly, I would love it.
Let's make that a challenge. Let's get through one episode without bringing up
I would
Uncle
love to
Kels.
not bring up R. Kelly.
but you get the
I think
analogy though, right?
no, and that's a terrible analogy though, because
I'm just repeating out what somebody said. I ain't gonna put that
Why is
name.
it
let
a
me
terrible
say
analogy?
this though. Let me say this though, because I think that I'm actually going to pose a different question.
No, you
Would
gotta
it
tell us
have
why is
been
the analogy terrible first, and then pose the question.
because it's R. Kelly? But aside from R.
No, hey y'all, let me stop fighting.
Cause he the world's great.
Okay,
I'ma
let me
stop
just say this.
and
Let me just say this. I think that how can I say this without I personally my personal viewpoint on this is I don't think that anyone should have had him on a platform, but if I am looking at it without my own biases in through that lens, I think that if he was actually sorry about what he did and he wanted to make a public apology to the family of Pop Smoke and that in that regards, maybe that would have been okay to have him come on and speak and say whatever he needed to say. But I also think that it's very cringy that this man told him, walk us through the day of like what happened. Like, what? This man is dead. His family will never be able to see him again. Music lost somebody that could have done some great stuff. And you're just casually like, yeah, walk us through the day. Like, it was just like, what? So I
Tone
think
clips.
my thing is that I think it was also the way, like, I don't think he should have spoke to him unless, or anyone should speak to him unless he wanted to publicly apologize and he was genuinely sorry for what he did. Other than that, nah.
You know what? I just
I
thought
still
about
don't
something.
think that.
I just thought about it, right? And
Go
I
ahead.
think, and I, it's kind
We
of
getting
sucks, but
deep
I think I
today, Shay.
understand Adam 22 reasoning, right?
There's
Or that's
another way for
reasoning.
you to say that,
I
Chris,
know,
and I
I
might
know.
want to take a break and come back for you to rephrase that. But you don't
But
have to say you understand out
I don't understand it, but like I know I don't know if y'all watch like this is one channel called Art of Dialogue, right? Where he like he interviewed the person that helped kill Tupac, right? Now will we look at him and say, why is you interviewing somebody that was involved in Tupac's murder?
That
Even
goes
though
to
it was
my
so long ago,
question.
right? But like do we give him the same energy we give Adam 22? Or is it just because Adam 22 just got so much built up like hate that it's just like the iceberg or the tip of the iceberg?
I just think people
Um,
just don't like Adam 22.
I don't like Adam because
We
I
just
just
want him to
feel
do
like
better. If you're gonna be, yeah, it's like if you gonna be a part of the
Mhm.
culture or you gonna try to position yourself to be a part of the culture, at least try to do a little better. Like I think
Even Vlad did.
was that him that came to Chicago that one time and
Like the little shit in the O Block.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
game
gave
up.
back to O Block or something like that. Like I haven't seen that much of him in that aspect to me. And I feel like even with them, people kind of wanted to be like, oh, maybe he cared, but then people was kind of like,
You don't
he
care.
just doing this for clout. He
That's
just
all
want
he
to spend a
does.
little money
Mhm.
so that he could show. But at the end of the day, it's
Mhm.
like if you're gonna be a part, make sure you being a part and you're continuing to try to better it for the next generation because this is only gonna make media and cultural media like worse.
Because I think even when like I'm not gonna even say it. I'm gonna probably tell y'all after the show.
Yeah, but a
But
part of
yeah,
me, I ain't okay. I don't know. A part of me don't have a problem with him interviewing the guy.
that's what
That's
that's what I'm getting to
crazy.
now. I don't think it's an issue now. Like
That
Probably
think
is
the,
about
probably
it,
the
crazy.
context of the interview part.
context.
The
Yeah,
context, yeah. But having somebody that want to tell their story, I feel that's why I posed the question. If he would have sat down with somebody else,
I think I think
I don't know.
I think to wrap this up, I think what basically I think we all on the same agree, so at least y'all are with y'all POV. Like it's nothing because the First Amendment, you do have freedom of speech, you have freedom of press, right? So I think the right of having the press using this platform to bring up somebody to tell their story, you're right. But going back to Jay's point, Jay was mentioning like, yo, what story you tell, right? I don't want you to tell me the day in life when you killed somebody, how that went. And don't get on here and saying, well, I don't care about him being dead because he rapped about killing people in his music. Like you gotta have some type of decency and like certain things are not shouldn't be said.
I feel that.
So yeah,
Hey, what's up? What's the word?